Okay, we're live. Welcome to Call of Cthulhu, our Saturday night Call of Cthulhu games. This is game 12, and this is session 1. In other words, for everybody watching, we're just starting this game. So, let's see, it's September the 20th, 2014, and we're gonna make a bit of a change. Our usual Saturday night crowd, formerly our Friday night crowd, is going to be switched into Wednesday nights for everybody watching confused. Right now we do have a Wednesday night game going on, but that should be over in a couple of sessions, I think. I have to ask that game master, Ben McInnes, and then the usual Saturday night crowd will be moving to Wednesday nights. And the Saturday night crowd will be more the turnover crowd, I guess is the best way to put it. Once again, Patrick here is our game master for this game. We're waiting on Aaron, I believe, but he's on a little computer problems, so I'm sure he'll be along. Patrick, you want to talk about this scenario a little bit for the audience?
Oh, okay. So, we are back at the Victorian era. It is currently 1896, and let's just say, in order not to reveal too much yet, it's a murder mystery.
Wait a minute, someone's going to get killed? I don't know. This might be a little... We were going to keep this, like, G-rated, weren't we?
Yeah, totally.
Gosh darn it.
Okay, well, that's
as it turns out, but like in all good mysteries, there's always more to it than it first seems.
Okay. So 1896, you said?
Yes.
Okay. Anything else we need to know right now? Well, let me read your little prologue here from the message board.
Sure.
By the way, for anybody watching, you can interact with us, kind of help us along through the game, even if you want, on the message board, which is on Facebook. And it's just search for Lovecraft eZine public message board and ask to join, and I'll add you. We keep our eye on the posts there constantly throughout the evening. So here's what Patrick wrote on the message board a couple minutes ago. The decade grows weary as the empire carries on, yet shadows still remain as the time goes forward. Yet old enemies still remain restless and vengeful. The game is not ended and moves are still being made. The game is afoot and nothing is elementary. Oh, that sounds familiar. Okay, Patrick, anything else we need to know about the scenario itself?
Yeah. When this game reaches 88 minutes, you're going to see some serious shit.
88 miles per hour.
Well, thanks, Patrick. We just lost our G rating.
Yeah. Got it.
Now what do we do?
Let's do this while we're waiting for Aaron. Let's start from my left. I don't know how it looks on you guys' screen. And start with Corey.
Yeah.
Corey, if you could tell the other players in the audience what's your character's name and a little bit about your character.
Okay, my name is Frederick Wright. I am an American working in London, England right now. He basically, his boss from Brooklyn moved to London and wanted him to work in a new office in London, England. So that's basically what my character is, and that's basically it.
Okay. Awesome. Kim.
I'm playing the same character I was just playing in the previous game. Lady Amelia Lethbridge Stewart, a perfumer, a maker of fine perfumes.
Okay.
And a chemist.
And a what?
Say what?
Never mind. My deafness is acting up again. Matthew.
My character's name is Rudyard Holmbass. He is a amnesiac right now working as a groundskeeper for a local parish in exchange for being able to sleep in the church. About all he knows so far is the name was written in his, the name Rudyard Holmbass was stitched into the jacket that he was wearing when he was found. So
That's an interesting character. How long has it been since that happened? You know, like, did it happen last week, or has it been a year or two, or?
It's been about a year. When I talked, when I first talked to, or when I sent the idea to Patrick, I'd said he'd spent the first few months after they found him, he spent in Bethlehem before they decided, okay, he's pretty much harmless. He just doesn't know who he was. So.
Okay. Awesome. Okay, you must be Aaron, right? Okay, we can't hear you. That's the first deal. Must be something up with your microphone. No, it's not that. It's not the mute button. It's something physically with your microphone. You might want to click on settings, Aaron. If you hover over my face right now, then some buttons will pop up. One of them you see a settings tab. You're in IT, so you probably know this stuff better than me. But one of them, you can choose, make sure that it's got your proper microphone selected. So while you do that, let's move on to Kevin.
Got any audio now?
Oh yeah, we can hear you.
Good deal.
Kevin, you're muted right now.
All right, fix that.
We'll come back to you in a minute, Aaron. Go ahead, Kevin.
Julian is a fairly tall, somewhat thin fellow. He looks fairly distinguished. Tries to wear somewhat upper class fashion, but not the foppish nobleman thing. I'm actually not even sure if that's a thing at this point in England. He's an academic, and he sometimes takes on investigation cases to engage his mind.
Mm-hmm.
And why the heck do I have that in my hand? And he's, although he's pretty bright, he's also kind of arrogant and a bit of a jerk.
Good to know. Okay,
Yeah.
thanks, Kevin. Let's go back to Aaron for a second. Aaron, you can unmute. That's fine. You don't have to stay muted. If you two things, there's two apps on the left side of your screen that you'll want to. The first one is the Hangout Toolbox, which will you can put your name in, your character's name, and then your regular name.
Okay.
And then the other one is Dice Stream, which you'll see over there too. So have any problems, give a shout. And that, oh damn, that's a good book.
I know.
I love that book.
Well, I don't know why I brought it out. I just had this feeling I had to. Anyways.
Yeah, right. I know what you're doing. Okay, Patrick, I'll let you take over.
All right, thanks, Mike.
Aaron, please do not be, and this goes for everybody. Don't be afraid to stop us, interrupt, technical problems, anything at all. So we're not real formal here. So.
Okay.
All right. Sorry, Patrick. Go ahead.
Alrighty. Let's get this game over. Aaron, I don't think we got your introduction though. So, what character are you playing?
Good point.
Okay, I'm playing Giovanni Adrianetto. He's an Italian immigrant to England, and he's a little out of practice in the electrical engineering field after an incident that led him to leave academia for some time. So.
Okay. If you missed it, the game is set in 1896. Patrick said. So.
Yes, I did get that.
Okay, awesome. All right, well, let's have fun going insane. Take it away, Patrick.
What is it gonna do? Oh yeah. So let's start this game off. Okay. So here's what I'm gonna do. So basically, the way you all know each other is through Kim. Kim recently, through some incidents with a cult in early years of the era, founded a kind of detective society with Dylan Smith and a bunch of others. And so basically you all found your way into that society.
Damn it, Kim, what did you do?
Yeah. So basically, using our funds and using Mr. Smith's contacts, you guys are now part of a society. Anyways, so moving on. Let's see here. So basically, our game begins with Rudyard Humbless. So Matt, your character is basically you're in your shack and you're basically going to bed.
Okay.
Now, as you're sleeping, you have a very unusual dream. So in this dream, it's like you're standing in a very smoky area. There's smoke everywhere. There's smoke above you. You can't tell which is up, which is down. And you hear laughing. Maniacal laughing.
Maniacal laughing? That's not good.
Yeah, that's not
Yes.
good.
Oh, you're dreaming. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, dude. And basically, you see weird images, like figures, like shadowy figures talking to each other. And you see one, like, after all these figures kind of evaporate, one figure stands alone, and he's looking over, like at the Earth, on like what appears to be a moon.
Excuse me?
I'm saying that as this dream continues, you see a figure standing what looks to be staring on the moon, looking down at Earth.
So I'm just kind of floating.
Yes. Well, that probably would be the accurate. And yeah, and you wake up.
Okay.
What do you do?
I will write that down. Middle of the night or not?
It's morning. You wake up in the morning, nicely enough.
Okay, well, yes, I will write that down. And
Tell your friends.
well, yes, I'm trying to figure out who would I contact and where. Here's the question. Where do I usually meet these society people?
Kim, with her enormous funds, managed to purchase a nice little area around Buckingham Palace, actually.
Nice.
And then it's basically located in with a bunch of variety. It's basically located down this alley. I can't remember the exact name, but it's filled with tons and tons of clubs that a lot of people go to. But hers specifically is located somewhere there.
And this is just like some kind of lounge that we all meet?
It is a pretty nice place. You have a lounge, you have a bar, you have storage closets, and numerous other facilities that you use.
And a gift shop where you can purchase my fine perfumes.
Yes.
Sorry, I had to.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Alright. So, yeah. And, I'm assuming that you all meet there.
Yes, I will head out towards there.
Alright.
Oh, by the way, on the message board, David Burse, he says, smoke, laughing, shadowy figures, I swear it's not me. Well, we all know it's him.
Yeah, that's a
Of course.
good picture, Dave.
Give yourself away, David. Alright. So, we're all meeting at this lovely...
Anyways. Yes. So yeah, I'm gonna say that you guys all meet there, and it's early, like almost close to lunchtime.
Okay.
Okay.
So sorry, Rudyard, are you gonna tell anyone about your dream or no?
Yes, while we're dining, I will relate. I had a strange dream last night that seemed more important, more than just irregular flight of fancy. I was drifting in smoke, and there was maniacal laughter, people I couldn't see plotting, and oddly enough, a figure standing on the moon watching the Earth.
Well,
No.
that's not good.
Patrick, does his character often have like prophetic type dreams or something?
This is common. Yeah, and this is actually why he met you guys. I assume through request of the priest, he sent him to you guys in order to see if you guys could make any sense of it.
Well,
So he went to the priest first, who told him to come to us.
The priest, he basically kind of knew you guys because he did a favor for you, and you in turn did a favor for him, and it's just you guys knew him, and he basically introduced you all.
Well, I'll tell you what. According to Freud, every dream is about sex, right? So
Yeah.
we start there, or do you think this means something else?
So somebody's trying to moon us.
yeah. That seems like so weird, but
Oh, but this is London, dear. Everything's...
yeah, I know that.
Still rather intriguing, I must say.
Anyways, as you guys are talking, you guys are interrupted with a knock on the door.
Dun, dun, dun.
Come in.
I assume one of you opens it.
Yeah, I'll open it.
Alright, as you open it, there appears to be, a young boy dressed in, rags and, like, just very dirty. He kind of asks, "Is this the Detective Society?"
Yes, it is.
Letter for you, Governor.
Oh, really? Letter? Okay, I grab it and I give it to Kim, or whatever her. I give
Sorry
it
about
to.
that sound cut out for a moment.
Sorry, I give it to Amelia, and I said, "Here, this is a kid gave you this letter. You want to read it?"
Oh,
So basically, once you get the letter, he kind of gives you a salute, and then just sort of, kind of walking away.
alright. I will read the letter.
Alright, so Kim, so basically you're handed a very expensive-looking envelope, and the letter appears to be written handwritten.
Ooh.
And it goes, "Ma'am, I feel assured that you know of my name and my profession, and perhaps you have read two of my more successful cases popularized by John H. Watson, M.D. Without further disclaimer, it is your keen sense of irony that I find myself writing to your detective society as one who is in need of assistance. I am currently involved in a case vital to the Crown. It is perhaps not too bold to state that the fate of the Empire hangs in the balance. Hence, despite my interest in another case, I beg you to undertake it in my stead. The particulars follow. My oldest brother, Sternford, is accused of the murder of one of his servants. It is certain that he cannot have actually committed the crime. I request that you and your associates please travel to the Holmes family estate, Mycroft Manor, in the North Riding of Yorkshire, and clear Sternford of the charges. Thanks to our brother Mycroft, a minor government official, but not devoid of influence, and myself, Sternford, has thus remained free. I desire, however, that Sternford's name be cleared, as my brother is agitated by the incident, and his reputation must be restored. In the strictest confidence, Do not trust the constabulary to handle the situation properly. Without intervention, the local burglars will eventually convince Stafford merely to close their books on a case. I have been given to understand from mutual acquaintances that you are familiar with my methods, and have in the past also known to practice them yourself. I am flattered. It also gives me confidence in your abilities. I regret I cannot provide you with more information. I have myself not visited the site, and it's a capital mistake, most destructive to the reasoning facilities, to theorize before obtaining the facts. These facts are only available in Yorkshire. The nature of the present case makes it impossible for you to contact me during the investigation. However, you may wire my brother Minecraft at the Foreign Office or at his club, the Dugneys in Pall Mall. Sincerely, Sherlock Holmes.
Never heard.
Fascinating.
Who is this?
Yeah, that seems really fascinating.
And within the letter, there is £50 for everyone, and tickets for everyone as well.
Oh, lovely. I'll stuff that in here.
Yeah, I put it away too.
Okay, well, what do you gentlemen think of that?
I admit I am not a particular fan of his wording, but if the case is as dire as he says, it could be intriguing.
What say the rest of you?
Yeah, it's really interesting.
Well, shall we away then?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Lolly dear, pack my imaginables.
So basically, today is March 17th, 1896, so that's today's date. And the letter also states that you will get contacted by one of Sherford's servants, and we'll have accommodations for you when you get there. Now,
I'm sorry, is this 1896 or 86?
1896.
96, okay.
And also, you're allowed to prepare for this trip. So if there's any equipment, any knowledge, forbidden or regular, that you wish to acquire, this would be now the time to do it.
Okay.
Well, let's see. I'm definitely going to be bringing a family rifle or two.
Naturally.
And a basic chemistry set.
Naturally.
Patrick, Steve's going to join.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, how's it going?
Did you catch all that? 1896.
We're doing 1896?
That's the year currently.
Yeah, Sherlock Holmes just sent a message to Kimberly's character saying there's a case that he needs the group to work on because he's busy on another case.
Well, to be fair, Mike, he did send one to Mr. Dylan Smith, but he was unavailable as well.
Oh, okay.
So he got away from that dog-headed thing, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
We all survived. And by the way, to the folks in our audience, no, this is not Steve having been airbrushed clean. He actually is clean.
It's true. It's the evil influence of beards. I had to free myself of it.
Christ, you look
Really?
different without it.
Yeah.
I'll bear that in mind.
Yeah. So, Steve, just play as your normal character with your stats restored and, all that stuff.
All right, so you guys just got this letter. What's going on next?
Basically, I'm asking this. So this is the part. So I'm telling them that they can prepare however they want. So equipment, acquiring knowledge, both forbidden and or otherwise, and so on and so forth. What they might need for this investigation.
How much of this forbidden knowledge can I store up before I go?
Be right back.
Well, it depends on what you want.
Just anything anybody doesn't want me to know.
Nathan on the message board suggests holy water and explosives.
You see, I've got that covered with my chemistry set.
Oh, tough room.
Explosives are always an option.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think holy water is going to do too much, though, when it comes to Lovecraftian.
Well, you could put it in like seltzers, and we could spray each other for comic effect.
Yes, there we go.
Well, I am gonna go get my handgun, and I will try and get some maps of the area.
Okay, yeah, that would be a very good idea.
I'll definitely be picking up my handgun, probably my sword cane. I don't want to go wandering around looking like I'm armed to the teeth, so I will probably still bring a shotgun, but it most likely won't be kept on my person at all times while I'm there. I don't think I have any reason to suspect that I'm going to be assaulted by Denver from Beyond the Stars, do I?
You don't know. You honestly can't tell.
Oh, hell no, that almost never happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say this though, your shotgun will be double-barreled because that is the current, popular thing at the time period.
Have we, that actually raises a good question, have we run into supernatural things on our cases before?
I will say yes, and that's why you're all in this society, or you've been brought together for one reason, and you have investigated in the past. So you all have a kind of significant reputation around London, at least, about like being kind of these investigators who are decent at their jobs.
So yeah, in that case, if we've confronted before, I will be bringing the shotgun.
All right.
So, yes, if there is time, just research on the dream imagery that I had. That is in my mind right now.
Yeah, sorry.
Go ahead.
Just go.
Oh, I was gonna say, so you want to research your dream?
Yes.
I see. I will. How do you want to research your dream?
See, now that,
I wonder if the person you saw in your dream doesn't have like a wanted poster made for them somewhere. Is there a way you could research that?
Perhaps the person was on the moon.
Yeah.
And Kim, he wasn't able to see their faces. He was only seeing shadowy outlines.
Oh.
Okay.
But really, I don't know much about using libraries and the occult and things like that.
Do we have a section on like occult kind of stuff? I'll look at that and see if I can help out Rudyard with.
How about dream dream symbology?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, like something about occult or something like that.
Yeah, sure. So give me occult rules or psychology rules.
I could provide assistance with that. Okay, then psychology is probably going to be my best bet.
Yeah, I'll do occult for my for mine. Just give me.
All right.
Darn, missed it by 4.
I have the psychology.
I made mine.
You got psychology?
Yes.
I made my occult roll.
Alright, so basically, what you can tell is basically the dream is referencing somebody.
Do we know who it's referencing, or?
Without any more research or any kind of knowledge on the person, you can't really say.
Okay.
God, you guys are lazy. Can't you just Google it? Idea
I
roll.
wish.
Steve Rosenstein says on the message board, idea roll.
Yeah, I
Oh, yeah.
wish I could do that, but nope.
Unfortunately, like I said, my psychology roll I missed by freaking 4.
I made my psychology roll.
Yeah, basically, it's already, like I said, you already passed on the psychology. It's basically referencing something or somebody.
Right.
Oh, I thought he passed on the occult.
I passed.
No, that was for both. Like, if you roll for either or, you'd probably get the same answer.
Ah, okay.
Seems reasonable.
Other than that, for my research on occult things, I will be looking at ways that someone might be able to disguise themselves or hide themselves from observation. Because knowledge of that might be able to, at this point, of being like a locked room mystery, might be able to solve that.
Well, basically from that line of inquiry, you get like numerous like occult articles and books and just a lot of. You get a lot of this kind
My
of.
sound cut out there for a minute.
Sorry. You basically when you're researching in that, you'll get a lot coming up, and a lot of it's some of it's interesting, some of it's crazy. It's like you have there's a lot on that.
Is there any way for me to parse out the genuine article from the hogwash?
You can't say. I mean, again, you even yourself aren't certain on if any of this works. So, I mean,
Right. I will jot down a few of the more plausible seeming or the ones that show up most frequently.
Yeah, that'll be probably accurate enough. You probably get something about herbs, about special herbs, a ritual coming up a few times that have similarities to each other. Yeah, but that's probably the most common that you would get.
Now my audio was doing something a little funky while you were reading. Let me see if I have this right. Holmes's brother is being framed.
Holmes's older brother, Sherford, is being charged with murder, and Holmes does not believe he is capable of this crime, and therefore, he needs help, kind of, helping to solve this matter.
Okay.
And I'm sorry to come to the party late, and what's the connection between that and this dream? Because, it's just a dream, right?
You don't know. Maybe it has a connection, maybe it doesn't.
The dreams seem to have significance, but why, I don't know. It just feels that way.
I think.
Well, I had a dream about a parrot.
Sorry?
Yeah. I think there is a connection, but I can't really. I'm not too sure, but I really think there is a connection to this. So on the same day we get the letter, and then and then we hear the scream, and I think there is a connection.
Now, here is something occurs to me that I hadn't thought of before. Sherpert, do we know if he is claiming to be guilty or innocent?
You mean Sherford?
Yeah.
He at this point doesn't appear to be. Holmes doesn't seem to say. He just says that his brother is being charged with murder, and he doesn't believe that that he's guilty. But for Sherford himself, you can't say because you haven't talked to him.
Well, after that, but he's probably being held by Scotland Yard.
No, Mycroft, Holmes' other older brother, is currently with his connections and Holmes' reputation. At the moment, he is able to. He's not in custody, but he's facing charges. So he's so he's at home.
Are they serious charges or?
Well, he's being charged with murder.
Hmm. So, do we have any connections into the police at all? I know Tad doesn't.
Yeah.
Well, that's not true. There are people who arrest him on a regular basis, but...
The letter told us to avoid the local constabulary.
Well, that's local. This is London.
Right.
So London, you could probably, I don't know, ask about whatever, but you probably won't get anything.
All right, because I'm just wondering what the evidence is about the killing.
Yeah.
And we need to
Again.
go there and find out.
Okay. Sorry.
I mean, if you guys want to investigate into his killing, we need to find out
Don't mind me.
what it is he's being held for.
Right. Well, we were all given train tickets and money so we can go and do the investigation from the site. So
Yeah. Let's do that.
So you guys want to go to Yorkshire now?
About the only other thing as far as books that I'd be packed would be like one or two of the more reliable generic occult references. So
Yeah.
I have something to
Yeah, that's fine. Let's see. What about supplies? Like, I think we cut off a bit on supplies. So, is it like you guys have been mentioning what you are bringing, but what about it? I think Steve, you didn't mention, and Aaron, you didn't mention what you guys are bringing.
No, because I'm still playing Tad, right?
Yeah, but you're allowed to acquire. You have a financial. You've been given some financial money from Holmes, and as well as the Detective Society you're part of. So you have a kind of an income to spend on, something.
Okay, so Tad's gonna probably take the usual stuff. He's gonna have a couple of blades. He's going to probably spend some on some things for arson. Just the usual ganger Tad stuff.
All right. Anything else in particular, or you want to acquire some knowledge?
With the money?
Well, basically, yes and no. At this point, I'm letting you guys prepare and acquire knowledge as well as equipment. So if you guys want to upgrade in a certain skill, I can let you do that. But it will require some time, and you never know. Time could be valuable.
Okay. What I will do is I will spread around some money, letting people know that I'm interested in information about the murder. Like my usual street contacts and other gangers and that kind of stuff. Kind of the what's the low word on the street.
Yeah, all right.
There's a fiver in it for you, mate.
So Aaron, Giovanni, what are you bringing?
Giovanni's pretty simple. He'll bring a small toolkit and general repair toolkit and a Derringer pocket pistol.
All right. Do you want to know any knowledge or anything else, or are you all good?
I was thinking about that. I might want to brush up on my occult a little bit. So, I'm at the basic 5%. I might want to brush up a little bit on that.
All right. Let's see here. I will say, I'll give you 30 of 5 occult for 3 days of studying.
Well, that's good.
Yes, that is good.
Also, this is going on as well as when you guys are acquiring. So, so basically, while he's taking 3 days, you are able to acquire your equipment. So, any final calls before I say no more?
Yes, you'll find him to be as a game master, tough but fair. That's how I like to categorize Patrick.
Mm-hmm.
Well, other than a handgun, he doesn't really have much. Living in a shack as I do, but and I am actually looking forward to living on an estate for a while during the investigation. I am interested in knowing if Dylan Smith and the others did manage to acquire the copy of the Necronomicon they were debating on stealing.
Sadly, that's a case. That's another case for another time. But it is an interesting story, and if Mike allows me, I will share that story.
Absolutely.
Anyways.
It's what we aren't saying.
All right. So basically, you guys all set to head out to Yorkshire.
One thing
Actually, I would like to increase my occult knowledge a little bit. I'm at 10 right now.
All right. So same deal with him. I'll give you 35 for 3 days of studying.
And I will take
35
that.
in addition to my 10.
What?
35 in addition to my current 10.
Yes.
Cool.
And I'll take that studying deal as well if I can.
Yeah. I'll take the studying too.
Okay, so basically everyone's gonna study for occult for 3 days.
Yeah.
So basically you all add 35 to your current occult.
Thank you.
Well, that makes mine absolutely amazing.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah, again, you're not limited to occult. You can study in anything reasonable.
Street gangs.
How about psychology as far as dream psychology? My psychology is currently at 65.
I'll give you another 10.
Cool.
Because of your studying from occult, I'm sure dreams come up here, so therefore, it bounces back from psychology and occult, so you can probably get something out of it.
I've got 2 more things in mind myself. One of those is I almost forgot to grab my surgical toolkit. I think that might be useful.
Very well.
And while I'm doing that, brushing up again on my emergency field surgery, which would basically be first aid, right?
Yeah, first aid or medical.
Yeah. I've got both of those. Which one would I be more likely to use in an immediate social situation?
First aid.
All right, I have that at 30 right now. I'm not sure how much I can bump that up.
Add 20 to that and add 10 to your medical.
All right, awesome.
Okay, is somebody gonna bring like a first aid kit or something?
Yeah,
let's
that's why
say I
I
bring the first
grabbed
aid
mine.
of the finest quality.
All right.
Only the finest for my people.
All right. Yeah. So I'm probably gonna call. So yeah. I think you're all good, right?
Hmm?
Yeah, sounds good.
Going once, going twice. Sold. You're all screwed, anyways. But anyways.
Yay!
We're all gonna die, dude.
Yeah.
Everything else is gonna die. The lucky ones are gonna die.
Sorry. Okay.
All right.
Sometimes Mattis is the only sane option.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. So, yeah. So basically, Steve, going back to your contact, about hearing anything about this murder, you haven't heard any, you heard, Sherlock Holmes you heard of Sherlock Holmes, and basically they're like, he recently came back after a recent case, because he was presumably dead, but turns out he wasn't. So, and also, with Moriarty, also died. And basically, from what you gather, from what you know, it really damaged the organized crime syndicate around, London.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as you've been hearing, you haven't heard anything about the murder, but you have been hearing glimpses of rumors about some kind of new, I don't know, something going on in the criminal underworld, but no one's really talking about it. But everyone says something's going on.
There's almost like an underground shift of power.
Not even that, surprisingly.
Okay.
Is it kind of like the calm before the storm thing?
Yeah, that could be it.
If you want to look at it that way, sure.
Okay. So, So there's underworld connections to the murder. Is that what you're saying?
No, it's just from like for the murder in general. You don't hear anything about it. Like, like when you're questioning about Sherlock, since you bring up Sherlock Holmes' brother, you manage to get just kind of like about him in general. You only get info about Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, okay.
So
All
it's
right.
like so useless information really about him.
So stuff that's going on in the underworld is more prevalent than what's happening to Sherlock's brother.
Well, you gotta remember when Sherlock Holmes killed Moriarty, Moriarty's criminal syndicate fell down, and from what you gather, an organized crime that caused a huge shift of power in the last like few years. But now it's now through questioning about Sherlock Holmes, you've been hearing that you don't know what you've been hearing, but you've been hearing something's been going on.
Okay. All right.
I hate it when something goes on.
So,
Yeah.
okay, that's fine. Like I said, I was just curious what the word on the street about it was.
By the way, Patrick, I'm sorry, but I'm a little bit offended at the Holmes killed Moriarty. It was self-defense, dude.
No, Holmes shot first.
Yeah, exactly. Come on.
Well, there's alright. Anyway, so basically, you're all heading to Yorkshire, and Yorkshire is located really near to the Scottish border.
You know they'll separate, right?
Yeah.
And basically, there's a town in Yorkshire which Holmes gave you instructions called North Allerton, and that's basically the town in Yorkshire that Holmes's brother is living in.
Oh, quick question: is this the same Yorkshire where Tad is no longer welcome?
No, this is that was more closer to London. This is really far up to Scotland.
Oh, good. I don't want to run into that matron again.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good if we ran into him.
Headphones always screaming.
Yes. So yeah. Alright, so basically, you guys are all basically got your belongings, you got your acquisitions and knowledge, and you guys are heading to Yorkshire. So basically, you basically get out the tickets, and you will be traveling for a few days, a day or two, if I know my trains, which I don't. But anyways, so yeah, traveling there, you basically pass mostly countryside, a few forests, a few hills, and it's like country, forest, hills, forest, country, so on and so forth, until you reach North Allerton. Now, basically, North Allerton is a kind of agriculture community. There's a lot of farmland. There's a few patches of forest and hills. Yeah, there's a lot of. It's a bit hilly. And yeah, and the town looks pretty out of date, but seems like it's been trying its best to catch up to the era. So as you disembark off the train with all your equipment, you are met with a man. He appears to have like a leathery face, wearing a cap, and in his late 40s. And basically, he kind of introduces himself as Graves, the groundskeeper of the manor, and he was told by Sherford to bring you to him, like to escort him. He has a carriage set up, and he's willing to help you with your belongings.
Okay.
Very good, dear. Be careful with that one. It's delicate.
Yes, ma'am.
Good lad.
Of course, Mom.
It's good to meet you, Mr. Graves. I'm glad to be here. Let me just help you with that. Oh, you stumbled. Oh, here's your wallet. Sorry about that. It must have fallen out.
I appreciate it. He takes the wallet back and puts it slowly into his pocket and then continues back to work.
Right. I'll give him a hand moving stuff to the cart.
Yeah, I give him a hand too.
Alright. He says, thank you very much. I appreciate the help.
Oh, I'm not afraid to carry myself. It's all good. So you lived around here for very long, Mr. Graves? All your life?
A very long time, yes.
So are we going to be meeting with the matron of the house? What's the state of things?
I'd rather the master tell you his affairs himself rather than me.
Oh, okay, fine, Mr. Graves, thank you. Oh, is this a shovel to the back of your head? All right,
Hey, it
so
could
we'll
be
just.
worse. It could be Torgo.
Okay, be nice to him.
Yes, mom. Yes, mom. So,
Hey.
so we'll just like I said, we'll just shift cargo and move him along.
Yeah, so basically Graves is pretty quiet. He's very, when you ask him a question, he responds as politely as he can. Yeah, so basically once the cart is loaded, he asks, are you ready to see the mana?
Yep.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
No one wants to go anywhere else, or detours, or any kind?
What's
Well, this is
the...
the reason that we're here, so we should probably get on with it.
I see.
We're here for a reason. Let's just keep going to where we need to go.
Yeah, the only other thing I could think to do would be to see what people in the actual town are saying about the incident, and that's just going to delay us getting there to investigate. We can always do that later.
Alright.
Let's go talk to the mum and see what she has to say.
Anyway, so basically, your ride is very uneventful. You pass by more dense wood hills a few miles distant. There's a lot of tenant farms around, and yeah. Do you guys talk to Sherford or ask him anything?
Who?
Well, I mean,
Probably not me, because that's kind of below me a little bit.
well, he doesn't seem very forthcoming, so
Yeah.
I'll chat him up. I'll try to chat him up about, like stuff that's been happening, but, I figure I'll just, I won't get much.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, so let's see here. Hold on a sec here. Yeah. Okay, so basically you arrive at the manor. It's a very old looking house, but it's very large. And it has that Victorian era style to it of nobility. Anyways, as you guys pull up, Graves sort of helps unload your baggage, and two men walk out of the house, and they are having a conversation. And hold on a sec, I have some dialogue read. So one appears to be like wearing a constable uniform, and the other appears to be wearing just like a well-worn suit and hat. Alright.
Ask questions later.
I surreptitiously get on the other side of the wagon,
Hold on.
so the constable can't really see me.
Hold on a second. Okay, so basically, one of them. So here's what they basically say, pretty out loudly. The old boy is obviously guilty. As soon as certain political strings can be tied up, he'll be arrested and formally charged. In spite of what Mr. Holmes thinks, well, I have the highest regard for Mr. Holmes. This is one case he won't be able to pull any of his fancy strings.
Now
How
that's
many
interesting.
does that guy have to solve before they start having confidence in him again?
Alright. And then basically, they're talking, and then basically he sees you guys, and he's like, "Who are you now? Who are you here?"
What did you say?
Yeah.
What did you say?
Who are you then? Who are you then? Who are you then? Sorry, my coronary accent's pretty bad.
And who's asking?
My name is Gregson, Inspector Gregson of the Scotland Yard.
Hmm.
And the constable introduces himself as Danvers Culverton.
Okay, I will puff myself up and say, "Do you know who I am?"
Oh, I love when she does this bit.
That's why I'm asking.
Well, I wonder if I should just pull out a card, or if I should just lay into him.
Oh, that's right. You don't have your maid with you. Oh, so I'll skip away around from the carriage and come up beside her and go, "Oh, Mom, can I have one of your cards?"
Oh yes, here you are, dear.
Oh, thank you. This is the lady. Crap, I can't remember the character's name.
Amelia Lethbridge Stewart.
Oh, this is the Lady Lethbridge. And she is pleased to meet you, sir. Yes. Oh, here's your watch. You seem to have dropped it.
I could listen to you with that accent all night long, Steve.
God, this is funny.
Well, it's
I
no.
think you've got one of the best accents we've ever heard.
So basically, he takes back his watch, frustrated. He's like, "Then why are you here?"
We came to figure out the murder. We came to investigate the murder.
Did Holmes send you?
Who?
Nobody sends us.
Well, I find it hard to believe that you weren't sent by Holmes to investigate his brother's murder.
Well, I think the Lady Lethbridge, she has an interest in the family here, and so she was kind of concerned. She told me her own self. It's amazing how humanitarian she is.
Yes,
He's like,
humanitarian.
Yes, she is.
Very well, I'll leave you to your investigating. But if your investigating interferes with my investigating, I will see you formally charged with obstruction of justice. Now, I have the highest respect for Holmes's brother, Sherlock, but this is not going to help him at all.
Now, why do you say that?
Oh, really?
You must have something very compelling in order to say that.
Yes, do enlighten us, sir.
He's like, the bloody fool is guilty, and that is all I need to know or say. At this point, Graves kind of angrily makes his way to him and is ready to defend, kind of counter. But the constable kind of stops him and says, "We have to go now. Have a pleasant visit." And then basically they start walking away.
Oh, sir, can I have one of your cards just in case the lady needs to get in touch with you, please?
I'm with Scotland Yard. That's all you need to know.
Oh, Scotland Yard. Oh, well, that's fantastic. You're going back to London then?
Yes.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.
The constable, Gregson kind of walks off, and, basically, the constable, hold on, let me get his name out, Culverson, basically says, if you wish to inquire more, see me at the police station. I may be able to help you if need be.
Oh, lovely.
Okay, we will.
Thank you, dear.
And
Words,
it basically walks off, and then goes. And then so yeah, basically they leave, and Graves is like staring angrily at them as they walk away.
So, Mr. Graves, why are they so antagonistic?
They believe the master murdered.
That seemed more than belief. He seemed absolutely sure, and that's still no reason to be antagonistic.
Nice. The place of a policeman is he's supposed to be not making judgments and stuff.
Yes, that's for a judge to do.
That's true.
If he thinks the man's already guilty, he don't stand a chance.
On the other hand, if he believes him guilty, then I see no way in which we can interfere with this investigation. But we're off in
Yeah,
that
that's-
regard.
The
true.
master is innocent.
Why,
Oh,
why do
no, I did not say we weren't going to investigate, sir.
now, why do you feel so sure that he's innocent, dear?
The master is a good man. He's a great man, and he would never do such a crime.
A great men make mistakes, just like any other man.
Not mistakes like this.
Oh, perhaps we should get some details.
Yeah.
Basically, Graves, just kind of waves off and says, the master will tell you, in his own way. As you guys, so basically he knocks on the door, and apparently,
Mom, can I have another card?
Oh, very
Oh, thank you, man.
So he knocks on the door, and basically, a new man appears, and he's wearing a black tail coat with a cravat, with butler with white gloves, and basically a butler, and he appears to be looking balding. He appears to have white hair, and he's balding, and he has a mustache.
Hello, sir. Miss Amelia Lethbridge calling.
He takes the card and then looks at it. He's like,
Yeah.
"The master has been expecting you. Thank you, Graves. Take care of the guest luggage, and I will introduce them to the master."
Oh, I love this job, Mom.
And Graves basically like waves it off, and then getting the stuff ready. He says, "If you follow me, please."
Very well. Lead onward.
So he basically leads you into the house, Mycroft Manor, and it's a very nice place. It's very well decorated. It's got this very, very posh look and feel. And he basically takes you to this kind of study. One moment here. I have a description of the study. Let me. One more.
There's not a mummy in it. I'm not falling for that.
No. Basically, he takes you to study and basically says that to wait here, and he will fetch the master, and basically leaves you alone in the study. And basically, the study is very, very nice. It has expensive shotguns and like fowling pieces and racks on the wall, and trophies of hunting. There's an entire wall of books. Some fireplace, Tantalus, and a very well-stocked guessing atop and a liquor cabinet.
I'm sorry. Who did he say he's going to get?
Interesting.
The master.
Bader. Okay.
And basically, there's a lot of comfy chairs, and there's a desk, and yeah. So you have a bit of time to yourselves.
Okay, well, I am going to go check out those books.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll go check out the books too, and maybe I'll. What kind of alcohol is in the cabinet?
Let me see. There's brandy. There is some wine. There's assortment.
Right. I would like to look for any concealed things behind paintings or bookshelves or the like.
I
Okay.
was gonna say.
Alright, so basically, roll spot hidden for those who want to do that, and I will get to what books there are. So, Kim, books. Let me see here. Okay, so basically, yeah, sorry.
I'll look for.
Just,
I'm gonna look
I
for the
see
traps
nothing.
too.
What? Sorry?
the way that
Sorry.
the servant left, I'm going to go stand by the door, and as soon as I hear them starting to come back, I'll let everybody know. I stop snooping.
Okay. Alright.
I will be right back.
Alright. So basically, Kim, mostly books about, let's see, nature and, sport. There is some contemporary novels and chess books, and that's about it.
Okay.
Well, my character is gonna go get some of that brandy.
Very well. Yeah, so who rolls spot hiddens?
I failed a spot hidden roll. So
You know what? My spot hidden is basic, but I'll give it a shot anyway. What the heck?
Sure.
Yeah, I could do a spot hit too.
Sure.
Nope. I am
Just
absorbed
give me a second.
utterly in the contemporary romance novels.
I don't make mine.
Alright. We'll wait for Julian to get back and we'll see if he made his, and then if not, I'll continue.
So yeah, my character is gonna go get some of that. He's gonna just take a swig of the brandy.
I'm pretty sure I didn't get it. I don't think a 92 beats my spot hidden.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. I didn't see. I'm sorry. I thought it was 32. Okay. So basically, yeah. So you guys, at least your perception, don't see anything. All right.
I was
So anyways,
distracted with the chess books.
Yes. Okay. Steve. So basically, you hear them come. The footsteps.
Right. So again, like I'll sort of step in the room. Stop you snooping!
Immediately put whatever I was
Coming.
messing with back where it was.
Oh, I'm sure I don't know what you mean, dear.
Oh no, not you, lady. I know you're too ladylike, and ladyish should be snooping. I know.
Oh, yes. Very ladylike.
yes.
I wasn't reading that. I wasn't reading that.
So basically, he walks in, and so basically the butler walks in. He's like, "Your guest, sir," and then basically, shows him in, and basically, yeah. So basically, you get to see Sherford. So Sherford is a very large, hearty man, and yeah, he's very seems very warm, like very friendly, and he sees all of you, and he's like, "Oh, thank goodness you're here." And basically starts shaking her hands and introducing himself. "My name is Sherford Holmes. I trust that my brother sent you, yes?"
Oh, quite.
Yeah, he did.
He done tipped us a letter, yeah.
Wait a minute. No, nobody sends us, dear. But we couldn't stay away.
Sherlock, you. Oh my goodness. That is well to hear. You can always count on Sherlock. He was the smart one in the family. Oh yes, please,
Yeah.
please grab a seat. Let me offer you brandy. I see. You have already given yourself one, sir. Oh well. Gives me less trouble to give you one.
Give me a tip of the good stuff, sir, please.
Naturally, my friend, naturally. So yeah, he offers you all brandy glasses, and the fireplace is roaring, and he basically takes a seat.
I fire 2 shots into the fireplace.
Yeah.
It'll be quiet now.
I bet.
That'll teach it.
What is it? doing? Oh yeah. So basically, he sits down at the glass and basically, swears at it. And he's like, I must say, having Sherlock's help has really come at none than a better time than now.
So tell us all about it, dear. Tell us what happened.
Well, very well. I suppose it is good to start at the beginning and inform you of the events that have transpired, yes?
Yes.
That would help.
Alright, so this is a long thing, so keep with me, alright? I realize... Okay, so, pay attention. I realize now it started about 3 months ago when Fishbein, that's the dead man, came to work for me. He was a weasel-like and secretive, wouldn't look you in the eye. Not that you want him to. His eyes were big and glassy things. Anyway, I'd not have hired him if Stark hadn't vouched for him. Stark hadn't steered me wrong in all the time he's worked for me. Stark's my chief hired man. After Graves and Alfred, of course. In charge of all the hired men under Graves.
Sorry.
Anyway, Stark said that he knew Owen Fishbein back in his Navy days. That the man was good and honest, working down on his luck and really needed a position. Stark gave the fellow a go. Hate to see an honest man willing to work go without any no matter what I think of him personally. If he was good enough for Stark, I'd give him a chance. Shepherd then shakes his head and looks rueful. Well, no man's a perfect judge of character. Whatever Fishbein was like when Stark knew him before, he'd change. I've listened to Graves. He warned me there was something creepy about Fishbein. But all the time he was going at the bottle, as like it was keeping him alive. Don't take me wrong. I'm not opposed to a strong drink, as you see. But when a man drinks it like a fish, well, Fishbein more than lived up to his name. Then I learned from Graves that Fishbein had been shrinking on the job, but the others were coming for him. I had words with Stark about that, and he told me that Fishbein had been in trouble with an old injury. It pained Fishbein, and it was why he drank so heavily. And Stark and the others covered for him when he hurt so bad he couldn't work. I felt quite badly, really, when I learned about the poor fellow's infirmity. I noticed he seemed to be walking more awkwardly than he first came to the manor, all hunched over. I told Graves to ease up till Fishbein was feeling better. Well, I guess he felt better soon enough. Started walking out with Lucinda, my maid, a Cornish girl who's been with me for some years now. He'd often accosted the poor girl long before he came to my notice. He finally confided in Miss Hooper, the cook, been like a mother to me since Lucidia came to live here, and Miss Hooper reported to me. I went straight to the servants' quarter and told Fishbein in no uncertain terms that if he didn't leave the girl alone, I'd not only dismiss him, but I'd give him a sound thrashing as well. As he stared at me for the first time ever looked me in the eyes, those glassy bug eyes, quite unnerving really. I was infuriated, on the point of attacking the man, when Stark stepped in and assured me it wouldn't happen again. He'd see to it that Stark was a man of his word. So I let her go. Wish I dismissed Fishbein on the spot. Surfer sighs. Stark came to me next day, said Fishbein was quite sorry about last night. Very apologetic. In fact, Stark said that Fishbein had been taking medicine for his pain, and his mind wasn't too clear, which was why he stared at me. He hadn't come to apologize himself, but felt too ashamed. I told Stark I understood, but that I meant what I said about Fishbein staying away from Lucidia. I thought it ended there, but Stark is agreeing wholeheartedly with me. I thought Stark would keep Fishbein in line, but he must have had at least 3 stone on the fellow. But then Stark can't be anything at once. And what Fishbein lacked in build, he made up in audacity. Only a few days later, when I was coming back from a ride, I had to deal with Fishbein myself. Graves was taking my horse when I heard a scream. I leapt back onto my horse and dashed off into the distance of the scream. Graves packed it on my heels. Then just outside the servant's wing, Fishbein in his filthy German paws on Lucinda. Right there, I saw red. I led my horse and grabbed the man and threw him to the ground, gave him a thrashing with my riding whip. Didn't know what came over me. Not really. Not in the family tradition to get so emotional. Not that fellow didn't need a weapon. But as I beat him, I was carried away. Quite idiotic, really. Should have cut my head. Graves stopped me, bless him. Was shaking with fury. Looked around and noticed all the other hired men were standing there watching. Stock too. They had a funny look. No wonder, though, since they'd never seen me in such a state. Fishman, he just stared at me as nothing had happened. I shook my fist and told him he'd gone by nightfall. Then, with all of them watching, I went to the house trying to calm down and had Alfred prepare my bath. I felt a little better that evening. Had curried mutton for supper, my favorite dish. Must get Miss Cooper to fix it to you something. You like curry, don't you? Of course you do. Then Stock came to talk to me about Fishbean, trying to get me to reconsider, but was adamant. Then he asked me to at least let the Fishbean stay for the night, at least first thing in the morning. He said it wasn't good for a man in Fishbean's condition to go on the road alone at night, and certainly wouldn't want it on my conscience if a man took sick and died, would I? And for an uneducated man? Stark is most persuasive. So I agreed. Then without thinking, I told them that if Fishbean wasn't gone in the morning, I'd kill him. Bit of a hyperbole in that. About killing him, I mean. Quite a foolish thing to say. Just to go to show you that Mycroft and Sherlock got all the brains in the family. After dinner, I felt rather drowsy and went to the study to read one of Clark Russell's exciting sea stories. But instead, I seemed to fall asleep. The next thing I remember is a scream which woke me up. There I stood looking down at Fishbean's corpse. He was all cut up and bloodied, and a dirk with a quite odd handle sticking out of his chest. Lucidia was standing outside the door to her room, screaming, and I realized I was in the servants' wing, in the hall outside the servants' room. Blood was splashed over me, all me. Everyone in the house appeared at once, looking at me, standing over the body, accusing in their eyes. Well, not the germs or graves, of course, but even heard the commotion. But the ordinary men all stared at me as if I killed Fishbean, and Stark stood and shook his head, saying, "You shouldn't have done it, sir. You shouldn't have done it. It wasn't worth it." Well, I went to send Graves for a constable. Had to. No matter how he looked after it. After all, the man was dead. He wasn't much of a man. Culver then came out with Dr. Slacker from North Allerton to them to the corpse and questioned everyone. Of course, they all told him about the incident that afternoon, and Stock told the constable what I said about killing Fishbean. Don't blame Stock, of course. He's an honest man. Hot to tell the truth. And then I stood gawking with Fishbean's blood all over me, and I was arrested and taken to the gaol for the first time in my life. Quite a nightmare, really. Culverton didn't want him to do with it. He's a good man, and we've known it for each other for years. And if there was a common criminal like in a cell, if it wasn't for my brother's information, I'd be there yet. And I'd probably be there again, unless you gentlemen prove I didn't do it. And that's, basically, yeah. He stops there.
Yeah, let's see.
I know, that was really long. I'm sorry.
Okay, so let me double check one part that I kind of got lost on. So what he said is that if the guy wasn't out by morning, he'd kill him. Then he went to the library to read a book, and then the next thing he woke up standing over the guy's body covered in blood.
Blood, yes.
Exactly which book was it he said?
1 second here. Clark Russell's Exciting Sea Stories.
Maybe we should get that book.
Yes, we should get that book.
Most definitely.
Now, dear, do you remember the dream you had?
No. I can't seem to recall the bloody dream. Just, no. No.
So what you're saying is that one moment you're reading the book, and the next you wake up and you're standing over a body.
Yes, that's what happened.
Did you have anything to drink? Because
just a little bit, my friend, but not much that I was not able to account for my actions when I was reading. No, just a glass.
It wasn't like absinthe or nothing that you were drinking, right?
No, just brandy. It's even the same bottle that we're drinking from now.
Whoa! What goes on the ground?
yeah, I smashed mine.
Sorry, Gov.
Yeah.
Like old war wound,
Yes. Now, you said he had some medication. May I see it?
Medication? No, I'm not. Oh, the fish bean?
Yes.
I'm afraid I do not have his medication. I'm afraid that all his personal belongings and such were handled by the police and/or Stark. I've been not allowed to interfere in, the investigation, and as such, I've been confining myself here until you, gentlemen and ladies, will most likely resolve it.
Hmm.
You can trust in the Lady Lethbridge, sir. She's sterling. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Sterling.
I trust my brother, Sherlock
Well,
Holmes.
your brother's not here right now. You have us.
Yes, you must rely on that.
But he sent you, and if my brother has faith in you, you must have done something to earn his respect, my friends.
There's no
Well, I
justice.
don't like to brag.
So where is this Stark person now?
I believe he's working currently. Yes, I don't know exactly, but he should be on the grounds.
Can we see the murder scene? The crime scene?
Stark, he was the one that, everyone saw me at the murder scene. Like, after Lucilia found me and screamed, everyone showed up. So, yeah, he saw the murder. Well, he saw me at the aftermath, along with everyone else.
Wow.
Alright, well, it seems that we have a handful of routes we can pursue. Personally, I am concerned with analyzing the bottle itself to see if something was slipped in it. Also, was your brandy iced that night, my good sir?
Oh, no, heavens no. I haven't had a chance to buy and restock our ice cabinets in recent months.
Has the glass itself been washed since then?
Very regularly, in fact. My butler, Alfred, kind fellow, takes care of the dishes and such, and makes sure that my study is in order.
Unfortunate. It's possible that something was placed in the glass instead that would have, perhaps a small film that would have dissolved in the brandy once it was poured.
Yeah.
That could be a possibility.
That would also explain why we seem to be unaffected at the moment. However, there are still other avenues. Examination of the book is definitely in order. Questioning of Stark, and someone should most likely speak to preferably the more affable of the other investigative party.
Is the doxy that the bug-eyed man was molesting still in your employ?
Oh yes, I feel so bad for her, the poor girl. Her parents died, and I've been taking care of her since, as in offering her employment. And all these matters, not something I would rather put on her.
Perhaps
So,
we should,
yeah. Sorry, go.
so perhaps we should talk to her.
Definitely, that should be added to the agenda as well.
Yeah, we could.
Now, Holmes' letter did state that it would be better if we avoided interacting with the other investigators. So we may have to employ alternative methods to get at some of the physical evidence.
Wow. We should definitely try to check that book out.
Now, what did we say about the brandy bottle? I forget.
It should be analyzed, preferably via chemical means. I have dabbled in chemistry myself.
I
however, have no real skill with pharmacology.
Well, I'm no help there. I don't know anything about chemicals. I don't know anything about.
I am a chemist. My chemistry is 71, so I think that's me.
Yeah, Kim is a perfumist, and as such has, into done college courses on chemistry, and she's quite the little Heisenberg.
We should get that. We should get her to do that. That would be the best action for the bottle. But we should definitely try to figure that book out, because I have a weird feeling that book is connected somehow.
Okay. Now that book wasn't about the library that we perused earlier.
Ah, yes, yeah, the book is actually there.
Okay.
Well, I might as well take a glance through it. Hopefully, I don't.
I'll look at it.
All right. So
I will check out the brandy bottle.
All right. So as you do that, so basically, two things happen. As you open the book, you are enticed with Adventures of Sea by Kurt Russell.
Oh, I can't take this.
Oh.
And yeah, that's about it. If you look through the book, it's just stories.
Okay, well I failed my chemistry roll by about 8 points.
Well, I'll say this: from your investigation, doesn't appear the brandy was affected.
Well, I mean we're all fine, so I guess that's that.
So, just a point of reference. How long ago did this happen?
Ooh, I think a few weeks.
A few weeks, eh?
I'm afraid I'm not too keen on time, since I have been things have been hard.
Understandable.
So then maybe we should look at where you stabbed that guy. I believe Dylan's called that the place of incident, or whatever the hell it is he says. He uses such big words.
The mother that's in the servant quarters.
Let's go have a looky at that.
Yeah. Let's go.
Before you guys go, Sifford assumes that you guys will be doing the investigating, so he's delighted. He basically says that if you need more answers or to ask more questions, he will he will be available at a moment's notice. He calls Alfred, who comes in and says and basically tells Alfred that all the servants are to answer all your questions and demands and so forth, and to basically just kind of be respectful to you and all that stuff.
And remember, this is all to help clear your master. So please, the smallest detail can be huge.
Yeah, that can help out a lot.
Well, Alfred understands and nods and basically says, I will show you to your rooms first, if you don't mind. I would rather you know where to go in case you require some rest.
Yeah,
okay.
That could be useful.
So basically, so basically it leads you to your rooms, but he says there's a problem.
What's the problem?
That the rooms can, basically there's only 2 rooms, and basically it's only 2 people can pretty much fit per room. So there's only 4 rooms at the moment, and the only other bed is at the servants' quarters, and even then he thinks that you would probably have to go to the inn in town.
I'll go to the inn in town. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that too.
So then basically, let's see here. Yeah. Wait, hold on. Only one of you needs I think if I'm counting right, needs to go out of the inn of the house. So basically, not both of you have to go to the inn.
If there's
Yes.
if there's 4 rooms, there's 6 of us.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. So you have to. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even otherwise, it's probably best for us for no one to go off and do into an area on their own
Yeah,
when we've
'cause-
got
yeah.
crazy gas and books or something.
Yeah.
All right. So are you sure? So basically, Butler is saying, "Are you sure? Would you not rather be close to your companions? I know we have one more bed at least."
No, it's perfectly fine. I understand how these places work, and it's quite fine. Besides, I think I'd be happier at the pub. I mean the inn.
He nods.
I know you would.
He nods and basically says, "I will send in the request for reservations at once."
Who is this person that's messing with our heads?
Alfred.
Alfred. Right. So basically he says, I'm sorry we don't have enough room. Are you sure you have to leave?
Do you require something from me?
No.
Then I will be offered the request for reservations at the inn, and if you shall need anything else of me, I will do my best to comply. Take care, sirs, ma'am. And then basically, he, walks, kind of, away.
Everybody here seems a little bit off.
I've noticed.
Yeah.
Like Graves, he kind of acts like a grave, and Alfred, he's kind of funny. First he wants some of us to go to the inn, and then he says, no, we only want one of you to go to the inn, acting like I was born yesterday. So,
Well, and then we have the what's his the staff person.
Basically, it's at this point it's a bit around noon. It's getting a bit. It's getting a bit more toward 4 or 5 o'clock, give or take. Dinner will be served probably in a bit. But you're free. You're allowed to investigate.
all right.
I know,
So,
I want to get to a point where we can question Mr. Stark.
Mm-hmm.
So we should probably look. I'm sure that the murder scene has been cleaned and pressed for the past 2 weeks. So we probably won't find anything there, but we should have a look at least. Especially with some of you having expertise and stuff like that.
Yeah, we could do that. Is there a local paper that we could check, read to actually maybe could find out some more information?
Yeah,
That
probably.
wasn't.
Probably in town.
Okay.
Or if you ask Alfred, or he should probably be able to give you one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll ask Alfred for the paper of the day after the murder that they found out.
Alright. So basically he returns the paper right quick and says, "Your paper, sir."
Thank you.
Very well. Is there anything else?
Now. No, that should be good for right now.
Very well. I'll leave you to it then, sir.
Okay. So I read the paper. What is there anything new that I found that I could find out?
Basically it says Serpent scandal. It's saying about that Serpent's being charged with murder, and recently it's basically that investigations are being held, and Fishbein was the victim.
Yeah.
How often did... Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
How often did Fishbin leave the house? Did he know anyone in town?
Are you asking? Who are you asking in general?
Probably the best idea for that would be to ask the servants. They're the ones more likely to know, I imagine.
But which servants? There's a lot of servants.
Yeah, maybe you should ask Alfred. Maybe he would know more information on
Yeah,
that.
ask Alfred about it.
Alright. So Alfred basically says that Stark and four others are the newest members of the staff, and they've been probably 3 months or so around. And basically he says that Fishbin was one of Stark's recommendations as well as other men, and that basically they left actually pretty often, but they went to church very often.
They went to church.
Which church?
He says, I don't know. They said just a church. I think there's one in town. I assume it's that one.
Yeah,
I wonder if...
I'm gonna look through.
So you yourself are not a God-fearing person.
No, I am not, sir.
So anyway,
I'm gonna look through the maps that I had a look. I'm gonna look to see what kind of church it is, like from the information I gathered before I came to this location.
Alright. So
I hate to be impudent, but is your master always so quick to trust new people and bring them in? The way he spoke of Mr. Stark, to me it seemed like they'd known each other for years. The way he spoke of how well he knew him and how he trusted him.
That's just the master's personality. He's a kind and generous man. Sometimes he gets taken advantage by it. He means well, sir. He really does mean well. And for all the years I have known him, he's always been a good man.
You can't be faulted for that. It's those that take advantage that are the ones that are at fault.
I believe you are right, sir.
Right. So, did he make any close friends with any of the other servants at all?
What?
Mr. Fishy.
Yes, Stark and he was very close to Stark and the others. Truth be told, I do not like Stark myself.
Any particular reason, sir?
Scoundrel. He acts like a scoundrel and uncultured and unmannered.
Oh, kind of like me then.
Yeah.
Now, you said the others. Are you referring to that Fish was friends with all of the other new hires?
I think so. I'm not sure. I'm afraid I do not. Graves probably know more. It's his. He handles more of the physical labor around here. I handle more of the delicate matters and internal affairs of the estate.
All right.
Now, where does what specifically does this Cornish girl do as far as?
Sorry, I get tired.
Yeah.
The Cornish girl? She's a maid.
Well, I'm actually gonna look through more of the. Maybe I'm gonna look through the book, see if you missed anything.
Yeah, no, you don't miss anything. It's pretty. Yeah, girl. It's just books about sports, chess. Some contemporary novels, like I said before. Nothing really there.
Okay. It's always good to check in case we miss something important. So.
Out of curiosity, are there any particularly interesting stories in that Sea Adventures book?
Let me see. Not really. Most of them are pretty standard. If you ask Sherford, he probably would say the one he enjoys most is the Navy, the story about a Navy battle, but that's about it.
Okay.
All right. So,
Where did the fish guy come from in the before he was here? I mean, Stark knew him from the Navy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Hold on. You faded out. What? Can you repeat that?
oh, dude, we're not getting you at all.
Mm.
Yeah, your mic has just gone dead. Have you tried turning it off and on?
Yeah, that's always a good idea.
Yeah, I hate when that happens.
Yeah, me too.
Google Hangouts.
How about now?
Got it.
Yeah.
There we are.
Yeah, there we are.
Got it.
Please repeat if you don't mind.
What's that?
Could you repeat what you were asking?
Now I'm getting an echo of myself. So, but the guy with the eyes, where did he come from?
It's like Stock knew him. The master was introduced to.
Stark knew him from the Navy. Where was he residing before?
You would have to ask Stock about that. I'm afraid I do not know that information about him.
All right, thanks.
What I'd like to do is go and have a really close look at where he was reading that book.
All
Because
right.
essentially, he has a memory gap from when he was sitting in the chair to several hours later, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's have a really good look at the place. See if there's any clues at all that were overlooked, and then talk to any of the servants who saw him while he was in that room. Did they notice a change in him? All that kind of stuff.
All right. So yeah, give me spot hidden rolls.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Rolling dice, baby.
Hey, I think I might have. Let me check. Hey, I beat it by 5.
All right.
Hey, is it tying good?
All right. So okay. So basically, let me tell you what you guys basically find.
Holy crap.
Yeah, I tied mine, so I don't know if that's a pass or a fail.
Dude, I critted.
Oh,
Really? You killed it.
Yeah.
all right.
You killed it for all of us.
All right. So basically, here's what happens. As you guys are like looking around the room, you notice something behind a chair that Sherford was reading on. So basically, on the wall, it appears to be smudge marks.
Okay. I'll step back and let our chemical expert have a look at it, point at it, and say, "What's that, Mom?" And see whether or not she can tell what it might be chemically.
Okay, let's try another roll here. 60.
Count on you, Kim.
Okay, Kim. So basically, looking at these smudge marks, you realize that it's chalk.
Chalk.
Is that normal?
I certainly imagine not.
And okay, and let me also finish. You also find through inquiry a rat hole, hidden like by a bookcase.
Like a rat hole? Like a real honest rat hole?
Yeah.
Now, that's really odd.
Especially in a well-kept manner.
House of this I don't know how to say it. Imagine having a pest problem like that.
I didn't know he was that down on his luck.
Yes. It's disgraceful.
Disgraceful, Mum. Alright, so I'm gonna be the brave man and stick my face down by that rat hole and have a look in.
That's.
Oh, yeah, I can't.
Alas, we knew him well.
I can't look.
You know, they always hide the Cthulhuids in fucking rat holes. It happens all the time.
Anyways, so yeah, nothing happens.
Okay, so what's in the rat hole?
Nothing.
Doesn't appear to be anything.
Empty hole.
Does it look like it was made by rats, or does it look like it was made by tools?
Looks like it was made by a rat.
Or rats with tools?
Oh,
I don't think we have to fear Pinky and the Brain here.
Thank God. All right. So, okay. I'm even though Tad is not really interested in the occult, I will make a suggestion. Maybe someone put something on the wall that might have been put there with chalk that was occult in nature. Is there any way for you guys to figure out what might have been on the wall in chalk and was wiped off?
I'll take a whack at it. Does it look like there might have been any kind of shape represented by the smudges?
It looks like it was really well smudged off, so it's like you can't tell or even be entirely certain.
Let's see here.
And how close is the chair to this wall?
Decent, like the decent distance.
So it's not like
gonna-
right up against it.
What?
I'm gonna check out that. Sorry, I'm gonna go check out that chair. Maybe there's something with a chair.
All right. So
Okay,
looking
I was gonna say, what's the basic size and shape of this smudge?
very like it's very it doesn't really have a size or shape. It's just smudges.
I mean, like, does
Like
it cover
almost-
the entire wall, or is it like hand sized, or?
I would say hand size.
Okay.
So the smudges themselves are like almost like fingerprints left behind?
No, well, no, it just seems.
I realize we don't have that technology, but I'm just like, I'm like Kim. I'm trying to get a grasp of how big these smudges are.
I see. So yeah, about hand size. Like what you can see, there's like whatever, like the smallest, like they're very hard to see, and they're not very large. But like you know, basically they're like small smudges, very small.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a little bit there, a little bit there.
Okay, and they suggest that there's a bigger area that had chalk on it. Is that what you're saying?
You can't tell. If it was, it would have been maybe it got erased, or maybe it was small and this was just an erasement. You don't know.
Sorry, I had to look up because what you said about fingerprinting, and turns out actually we're only about 5 to 10 years off from fingerprinting coming into vogue at this point.
Mm-hmm.
A lot closer than I thought.
Yeah.
So maybe somebody's trying an experimental technique and investigative technology.
Here's an idea. Could we see maybe if the chalk residue is sort of like the residue that he had well, I can't think of it. Sorry, guys.
Well, is it like the chalk he used in playing pool?
No, not that chalk. The chalk that maybe like that was used to drug him. Like the same residue, but we could be off.
That probably wouldn't be available because you can't have anything to go off of that.
Yeah.
Oh, you're thinking that the chalk may not actually be a cult, but it may be leftover drug that was used on him?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh, okay.
Kind of person?
Well, there's an easy way to do that. I take my finger, I lick it, I put it on the smudge, and I lick it again. What happens, Patrick?
It tastes like
Do I die?
it tastes like ass.
Oh, it has a fine overtone of ass.
Oh, it'd be crude.
So, yeah, good idea, dude. So,
It was worth a shot.
Yeah.
But also you got to remember, Kim did tests on it, so she already found out. She already confirmed it's chalk.
all right.
Oh, okay.
So,
What color chalk is it?
White.
White. Okay.
So we're after supremacists. So the chair itself, you say it's pretty close to the wall. Are we talking a foot? Are we talking inches? Are we talking 3 feet?
3 to 5 feet.
3 to 5 feet. Does it look like the chair was moved recently?
No, it doesn't appear that way.
Okay. So I want to talk to a lot of the different servants that would have passed by here to find out whether or not they had seen him while he was sitting in the chair, and if any of them had seen the wall behind him when he was sitting in the chair.
I see. To do that, you would have to locate some of the servants. What I could say to that is you could probably wait till dinner time. Then the servants should be all in their rooms and or helping you, so you can inquire that way.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to tip our hand too early, just in case there is someone that is going to kill the help that saw anything. So
Yeah.
we won't prematurely ask any questions. Okay, so what else do you guys want to do? Do you want to go look at the murder scene?
There's also I also have to remind you that you're open to the manor. And the manor is pretty big, so if you guys want to look around the manor, I can give you like a list of places you can look.
Okay.
Okay, please.
Well, I'm actually tempted to go ask the church if they ever saw Fishman there, because I'm pretty sure a guy like they described would stand out.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially with how often supposedly he was going to quote unquote church.
And if they haven't seen him, then we have good reason to question Stark.
Yeah. I think Stark was stuff. I think you're right on it. So.
Remind me who Stark is?
Stark's
Basically the guy who kept covering for him, the guy who got him hired.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing,
he's
'cause they-
responsible for all the new hires, and I think he needs to be
So
Yeah, he's
he's
basically
on,
at the top of my suspect list.
so he's on staff at the mansion then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, he's one step down from Major Domo.
Okay.
Though let's not forget that that apparently Fishman was friends with all of the new hires, so maybe he got them all at the same place.
Yeah, that could be a possibility.
Stark was responsible for getting all the new hired help.
And there definitely seems to be a little bit of friction from the old hires and the new hires.
Yep.
Because Graves doesn't like any of these guys.
I'm gonna go back to Alfred and think that did he have any enemies or any people that were kind of angry at him?
Who, Alfred?
No, I'm gonna ask Alfred and see the guy who got murdered. See if he had any other enemies. Maybe he was framed. The guy. What's his name?
Shepherd?
Yeah, Shepard.
Shepherd. Anyways, Alfred says, no, the master was a very nice man. He never was involved in dispute, grudges like this.
Now, the dead man had reason not to like him because he was defending a lady's honor more than once at the dead man's expense.
Yeah, but I was thinking, his enemies, trying to frame him so that it looks suspicious.
That's another thing we should try to do is examine the body. Though that's going to be a lot easier said than done.
Yes, there may be some B&E involved. Just saying.
Oh, I have a pretty good. I have about a 47 in lockpick, so.
Hey, that's a good bit higher than mine.
Well, if we go by the letter that Holmes sent, that said not to involve ourselves with the constabulary, the local constabulary, or encouraging us not to, and then go by what his brother said, that most of the evidence has been taken by the local constabulary already, it does. We're going to need to break into the constable's place and steal the evidence.
We could. Like I said, it's about a 50-50 chance to actually make it, or a little less than 50 chance.
Assuming that we don't want to go for a different method.
I have to remind you though, in the letter of the context, I think Holmes, what Holmes is trying to say is that basically the constabulary are going to be useless because they don't have any idea what they're dealing with, and because they're imbeciles. That's Holmes' kind of view on the police force. So do not take it in as in that dark.
Oh, so it's just they will screw everything up.
Yeah, basically, like they're saying, like you involve in this, they're just gonna
The way that guy from Scotland Yard talked to us, though, it made me think that they're in on it.
The thing is, though,
I think he has something to hide. I'm just thinking that.
The thing is, though, one could almost blame Scotland Yard's insistence on closing cases as fast as they can on Holmes, because Holmes solves the cases so quickly that in order to not look bad, Scotland Yard is rushing to judgment and getting cases done, and not really caring whether they're right, so long as they're able to still maintain somewhat of a good appearance.
Mm-hmm. And also, this is another nail in the coffin to sort of get back at Holmes, right?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
So you blacken the pot a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we go and look at some of the evidence that they've collected, we're definitely the one the one guy who's the local. He seemed to welcome us questioning things. So.
Yeah, the Scotland Yard guy, on the other hand.
Yeah, Scotland Yard. Yeah, you can stay in London, dude. You're not helping anyone. So.
Yeah, exactly.
So, all right, Patrick. One last thing about this room: is there any I realize they're not going to be dust or anything like that to help me out, but are there any objects that seem to be missing or out of place, or how many mannered rooms have sort of an order to them? This is here because that's what's done, and this is here because that's what's done. Is there anything that is new or out of place that might have been replaced or any of that kind of thing?
No, everything seems to be in order.
Okay. So there doesn't seem to be anything missing from the room that's been replaced or anything like that?
No, not at all.
And when we were looking at this with a fine-tooth comb, did we see any peepholes or anything like that? Nothing that would allow people to observe him unobserved?
No, everything appears to be in order. No one was observing or have access to observing.
Right. And my final one is I'm going to go to the different exits in the room and see which exits you could see the wall behind the chair.
I see. Let me see here. That would be the outside.
Okay. So the only place that someone would see that is if they were passing outside at the time.
Well, no, it's I'm assuming the wall the smudges are on. If you go on the other side of the wall, that would be the outside.
Okay.
Was that the question, or I'm sorry, did I misread that?
No, all I'm trying to do is, okay, so if you've got different entrances into the room, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, as you go by the different entrances, you'll see different parts of the room, right?
Yeah.
And I want to know what entrance you would go by to see the wall behind the chair.
Okay. Well.
So if there had been a pattern there, someone would have walked by and maybe seen the pattern from this door or this door or this door.
There's only one door, and
Okay.
in order to see the thing, you would probably just have to look over the chair, or just kind of like, walk past the bookcase and just kind of like be close enough to the wall.
Okay.
And again, this is an excuse to or a reason to talk to the maid, because she may have been the one to clean it up, even though
That's true.
probably not.
Yeah, I have a hard time believing that they would let that sit there staining the wall for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Kind of.
Well, it's a very-
especially in a mansion like this.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
guys,
they're pretty proud of their spit and polish.
guys, I'm gonna use the bathroom for a sec, so please keep talking, okay?
So entertain ourselves? Fantastic!
Yeah.
All right.
Look on the wrong side of one.
So
what we should do?
Yeah, the next steps that we should think about doing. What do you
Well,
guys
I've
think?
been trying to get to the murder scene for a while now.
Yeah.
We should go there.
Yeah, it's gonna be
there's a murder scene. We can go to. I think we check maybe break and enter and to see if maybe we can find some more information in that guy's house. But I would prefer that way.
Mhm.
And we didn't go to the church yet to see if they knew Mr. Fishman.
Yeah, that one I think will get some good fruit. Because it was Stark and Fishman that was going to church all the time. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So, and then then we corner Stark and put the question to him. Don't worry, guys. I'm an expert at breaking legs. Okay.
I have a really good fast talk, so maybe I can. If he's lying, then we can get some more information out of him.
Yep.
I can tell you without a doubt mine's as good as yours, though.
Yeah, my fast talk is 79.
Yeah, mine's not as good as yours.
Alright, I'm back.
Wow.
Welcome back.
So what I miss?
We were just going over
it.
stuff. Yeah, that's right. We're done. We don't need you anymore.
Yes.
So we loot the mansion and we go. So
Yes. We all spend the rest of our
Kill all
lives.
the monsters. Just take all the
That's
treasure.
right. Okay, so the next thing we were thinking about doing was heading over to the
Church.
the church.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do the church or we can do the murder site. We're not expecting to find much at the murder site anymore because it's probably been cleaned and pressed and
Yeah.
and made to look like no one was ever murdered there.
Okay, let's.
The people that are going to stay at the inn can check out the church once they're in town.
Yeah.
We only have,
I was actually interested in also talking to the people at the pub with my newfound $100 to buy rounds of drinks. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's a good idea when we go back to
butter up the people, maybe some more information.
Exactly.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so basically here's what I have to say. It's you can look at the murder scene, the crime scene. It's in the servant quarters, and yeah, it's been pretty much cleaned up, quarantined. You guys, there's nothing left.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So who among us has the best spot hidden?
I got 60.
I've only got
I-
basement.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I'm interested in as well to see if the place had been has any signs of forced entry, that kind of crap, just to see whether or not someone set that scene up and then broke out. But I think that's very unlikely, but, let's give her a go and see what happens.
Well,
Yeah.
you're right. Nothing's been broken in. Nothing's been altered, and Sherford probably wouldn't need to break anything in. He does own like keys to everywhere, and
Right.
so access isn't a problem for him. But yeah. So no, nothing like that.
Okay. All right. So, I guess we go have dinner.
Are you
Unless
all
you guys, unless you guys want to do something else.
No, that sounds a good idea. Maybe, yeah. Never mind.
Sorry, I had a long night. I'm not bored or anything. I'm just kind of tired.
I hear that.
Nap time.
Delayed reaction from the brandy.
So you guys are all attending dinner?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. So basically, Sherford is there. Miss Hooper and Lucinda are also there, and again with Alfred, they're all helping you. They're basically serving you. Hold on a sec here. Da-da-da.
And Lucinda's the Cornish girl.
Yes.
So I do want to get a just a feel for her. Is she nervous or is? I don't have any questions for her right now in front of everybody, but is she, just how is her overall demeanor and the overall demeanor of the staff in general?
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So basically, they're serving you. Lucinda looks very shaky and nervous. She's like pouring tea and just like serving you. She just seems very off, I guess. Miss Hooper has been is preparing the curry already. She's got curry and mutton and all manner of food.
Yummy.
So if I recall correctly, curry mutton was what he was served that night, right?
Yep.
Okay. So,
I'm gonna have to pass on that. Is there anything else that I can have?
You can have mutton.
Okay, that's what I'll have then.
Mutton.
Yeah.
I will graciously accept whatever fare the host sees fit to give.
Yes. It's delightful.
All right. Kim, give me a chemistry roll.
Okay. 12! Hot damn!
Nice!
Okay, so basically, from what you gather from the curry, you can taste traces of opium in it.
Oh, yeah!
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Sweet, sweet opium.
I'm
Now we
glad
know
to be
why
a
he's
part of
such
that
a...
plan.
Now we know why he's so happy.
Who's the cook?
Yeah.
Miss Hooper.
Maybe we should ask her what she put in there.
What the special sauce is?
Yeah.
Oh yes, I will do exactly that.
And only Lady Lethbridge knows this. Nobody else is aware, I'm guessing.
Well, I do have my own chemistry skill. It's not very high, but...
Oh, me too, but it's still...
Yeah, well, so far Kim's the only one that, is able to figure out there are traces of opium. And I have to remind you, this is traces, so it's not like you can taste the dosage. It's like There was opium in this, like maybe like or something like. Previously, there was opium.
Like, yeah, the hint, maybe like there was some, maybe the hint of it.
Wait a
or-
minute.
Like
We're
it was
being
red.
fed leftover. We're being fed leftovers.
No, it's just that the opium. There's traces of opium.
No leftovers.
So
No,
maybe there was so much in the pot that was used to cook this before that some of it's left now.
Yeah.
So I will attempt to convey to my fellows that there is something. I mean, convey like with body language and I
Yes.
Kim?
actually saying it that there's
Kim?
something in this, and I
You're
will
gonna have to-
loudly declare, "Oh my goodness, this has an interesting flavor." I declare that's almost like it's almost like opium.
I say, do you have some more?
My goodness, do you?
Some.
It's an interesting flavor.
It does, doesn't it? That's why I like it so much.
Ah. Okay.
All right. So,
Poppies.
Puppies. Yes.
I'm assuming that dinner.
That it's commonplace for them to put opium in their food.
Not curry.
Yeah.
So what food is it? Not
What is-
curry. Then what food is it common to put opium in? It's just
Well, nachos
Maybe
is a
not.
common choice.
Well, seeing as they boil the crap out of everything.
Now, is this actual opium or is it poppy seeds for flavoring? And
From what Kim is opium. It seems like it's opium.
Oh yes, this is opium. I should know. Oh dear, did I say that?
So, I'm guessing that dinner sort of passes mostly because like none of us know what to do with the fact that we're being fed opium. So,
Now,
They're
what was
trying
the
to drug us.
Well, no, you're not being fed opium. You can taste traces of amount of opium. So it's like if you eat this stuff, you won't get buzzed, but you can definitely taste the flavor.
right.
Okay.
That's how they get little by little every time.
I will eat sparingly from this point on.
Yeah, not overindulging.
No.
Yeah,
No.
Tad misses every suggestion that you are trying to convey that there's opium in the mutton. So Tad's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, you don't want yours, Mom? Now I'll have that."
Yeah,
exactly, with more manners. But I live in a shack behind a church. I'm I'm eating as much as this rich fare as possible.
Okay.
Well, Miss Hooper is gladly giving you more as much as you want. She's very happy that you're enjoying her food.
All right. So as we're there, we'll talk. I'll talk about various things, like what's happening in London and all that kind of different stuff, making dinner conversation. There's no one, none of the other than the one servant that was serving the wine. None of the other servants seem particularly upset or nervous or anything like that.
You give me a psychology roll.
Tad, a psychology roll? Really? Let's see if I can roll a 10.
I could try and back him up with that.
Sure.
Oh, I like roll psych too. Dang. You are just whacked out from dinner.
Hey, cut back on
Clearly, I have discovered that everybody is scorpions.
All right, let me give it a shot here. 84. Dang it. No.
Yeah, I can't even make it. I don't have that much, so I'm not gonna attempt it. So.
Captain Ben, is that you?
I'm here.
Oh my.
So, yeah, like I said, we'll just pass the dinner, and I'll be watching the servants, but, obviously I'm not picking up on anything.
Yeah. The only one that shows any kind of distress, to answer your question, is probably Lucinda. She seems to be the most showing, any sign of like stress.
Right.
I've been thinking about spending the night in the chair in the library just to see.
Just to see.
Just see what happens.
Well,
now that you've had your dosing of opium.
Opium, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it? So you want to go to bed then?
No, I was just mentioning to the group that
So that when it's time for bed, you will be spending it in the chair. In other words.
yeah, it's getting a feel, unless if anybody thinks it's just a foolish idea.
So you want to sleep in the chair, right?
Yeah.
Well, I want to stay up in the chair.
Okay.
Yeah. Nothing. Yeah. Nothing's a foolish idea. So.
In case I can come up with lots. Just in case something strange like moonlight through the window makes some sort of pattern on the wall that interacting with the opium makes my life much more interesting than.
Okay. So that's what you're doing. What about everyone else? What are you guys doing?
It's a good thing they haven't invented magic marker. Otherwise, I'd be behind you.
Probably try and find some chalk.
That's right.
Probably stick some around here somewhere.
That's right. Maybe a little paint. So.
That's what the chalk's from.
Yeah.
Somebody was chalking balls on his face.
All right. So, what was the next thing we were gonna do? We were gonna go.
We were gonna go to church.
We were gonna go to church, or are we gonna go break into that house? Which, yeah.
Wait,
Those
which
are the two things we were gonna do.
Does Stark have his own place, or is he just in the servants' quarters?
Who?
Stark.
Stark. He's in the servants' quarters. Servants' quarters. Yeah.
We could always go ask him.
Yeah, Stark was on the list.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's at the very top of the list.
It's a good idea to poke around his place while he's not there.
Yeah. Yeah, that might be a good idea. The people who can actually talk to Stark, go and talk to him, and the people who can toss his room, go and do that. So you guys.
I think I'll be going with the talking group. Actually,
Okay.
I think I might go to the break-in group.
Fantastic! Tad's the king of that one.
Now, where was his
together.
break-in? Because I thought we were being told that we didn't have to break in at the constabulary.
He's probably be in town.
hold on, I'll be right back.
All right.
Go
So.
watch an episode of CSI to phone up.
So which guys are going to talk now? One of the guys. Oh yeah.
Well,
So I guess Kevin was going to go talk. And I guess Lady Lethbridge will go.
Yes.
Wait, where is this that we're going? Talk to who?
You guys are going to go talk to Stark while we go and look in his room.
Tad and Frederick
Right.
will go trying. looking.
Go have a little looky poo at his room.
Yeah, that we totally could do.
Okay. Kitty.
Yes.
Which team you want to be on, Matthew?
I'm I would like to go along with the people that are breaking in just to act as a lookout.
That would be much appreciated.
Yeah, you might need a lookout just in case something goes wrong.
What's your spot hidden like, Matthew?
Low.
No. Okay.
25.
Okay. Yeah. So, and what's your spot hidden like, Corey?
Mine's 25.
Yours is 25, eh? So
Yeah.
So this is all me. Fantastic.
But my lock.
You guys have seen what my rolls are like, right?
Well, you have my permission to roll lower, dear.
Oh, fantastic.
So far, everything I've rolled tonight, it's been in the 80s. So
you only roll bad when you actually have to roll it, but then when you actually don't have to, when it doesn't really matter, then it gives you really good results.
Stop.
That's what I know.
Stop. Do not say stuff like that.
Yes, because that's only bound to come true.
Yes, so shut up.
Yeah, I've used my 0-2 for the night. I know. I'm just dead weight now. All right. So, Patrick, while we're waiting for Kevin to get back, why don't we toss his room?
Okay, so basically here's what's gonna happen. So basically, the hired men's room is this kind of just giant one room that the hired help and Stark all share together.
Oh, fantastic. Okay.
And it's also where Fishby also live. Slept with. Where it also lived. Basically, they had their foot lockers. Next to their beds. There's just like one closet for clothes. And yeah, so it's very deserted. Surprisingly, so no one's going to sleep. No one's like relaxing. No, it's pretty deserted.
Okay. Well, that's good.
yeah.
Because you're going to pick the lock on his foot locker, and
Yep.
I am going to toss it.
Now, are you just doing his locker, or are you doing all the lockers, or what?
No, we'll do his locker first.
Just to his locker. Then, if we have to, we'll just maybe go to different lockers. Maybe something else is hiding something.
Yeah.
Well, I do want to look at Fishburne's old locker. Admittedly, they would have taken most of the stuff away, but I'd like to see whether or not it's they left anything behind, or there was a secret compartment, or whatever.
So we're in the late evening, and these men are off cavorting with the creatures of the night, or something like that.
You don't know.
Well, they've got to be.
Yeah.
Somebody must know.
Well, these are all the new hires, right?
Yeah. Late night church service.
Okay, Patrick, I'm just asking for a metric here. Is it unusual for them to all be out and about? There's no one relaxing here or not on duty and hanging out here?
Well,
Is this an unusual situation, or is this normal?
not generally. It's not unusual. I mean, they're all like Stark knows all these guys, so they're all kind of friends. So they could be off drinking at the pub. They could be off, church, what have you. So basically, for this to happen, this is kind of like normal.
Okay. All right, so we're sticking with the plan then.
Yep.
One guy is picking the lock for me. One guy is standing lookout, and I'm tossing him.
All right. So, who's picking the lock?
I am.
All right. Roll a lock picking.
Nope.
You are unsuccessful in picking the lock.
Yeah.
Does he get a second try?
Sure.
It's got to be a simple lock, right?
Yeah. So I'll give you a better try.
Yeah. I will do it right now. Yeah, I successfully do that.
Wow, he blew that away.
Alright, so you not only managed to cover up for your, denting the lock, you managed to kind of undent it, so, avoid your trace. And
Yeah.
open it with ease.
That's, yeah. What do I find?
Let's see, so basically, within, you find some clothes. What you find is a book called the Suix Manuscript, and a ceremonial flame dagger.
Oh, you're so busted, dude.
Yeah, I know I'm busted.
So, yeah. I'll pick out the book and go, more butt paper!
You know what? Let's see. I'm gonna try to read that and see what there is.
So,
Okay, it's been nice knowing you.
Yeah, I know.
Patrick, while he's looking at the book, I'm actually going to give the compartment a good going over, looking for hidden compartments and all that kind of bullshit, and his little, and his bed as well. So I made my spot hidden by a fair amount.
All right, so so basically, you don't really find anything else secretive. Those are the only things that actually stand out.
Right.
For Stark's locker, you only took his.
Right. Yeah. So the only things that stand out are the book on ceremonial magic and the sacrificial dagger. Yeah.
So we're talking about this like a Chris knife?
How do you know it's a sacrificial dagger and not just, a curio?
A dagger.
Because I've used them before.
Like a fingernail dagger.
That's right. All right. So
it says on the label attached to it, sacrificial dagger.
That's right. Made in Taiwan.
Please return to Order of Dagon.
That's right.
If found, please return to Innsmouth.
So,
yeah. Unfortunately, the guy who lived there moved to Dunwich after that. So.
So, Corey, can you give the other footlocker a go as well?
Yeah, I could do that right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so but actually you don't need to. Fishbean's locker is open because it's they removed the lock and basically yeah. So basically Fishbean's locker is empty, but it smells like fish.
Like fish. Awesome. So.
Well, I think we already knew it was heading this way.
Well, okay. So we'll show Matthew the book, get his input on that. I'm sorry, Matthew, I can't remember your character's name.
Rudyard Homehouse.
Because I'm going to remember that. There's a reason why I named my character in 3 letters.
Oh yeah. Rudyard is a very common name for the time.
I'm sure. So we'll show you the book. Get your input on it. Because you have an occult lore, right?
A little bit.
I have an occult roll. I have a good occult roll.
I have one of around 75, but I'm not there right now.
Yeah.
So what language is it in?
Well, all I'm trying to do is get an idea of who the associations are with this book.
Would I know that, Patrick?
No.
Can I make a roll to be sure I don't know that?
Sure.
Yeah, I have a pretty
81. Yeah, I have no.
I have a pretty good occult, so.
All right, give her a go.
Okay. Nope.
Fantastic. See, you wasted everything because of that 3.
Yeah, I wasted a really good roll. Or I didn't waste a good roll, but
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. All right, so Patrick, we'll put everything back the way that it was.
what did I find in the book that I was?
Why would we put
If
it
you bring
back?
it back, the rest of us can make occult rolls on
Yeah.
it.
What are they going to do? Accuse us of stealing?
Well, no, but it'll let us if he's been basically bringing in cult members, right? And all these guys are cult members, and they're off in the woods, going to church. Then
Yeah.
it'd be
I
better
didn't
if we
actually
didn't
think
have our
about
hand.
that.
It would be better if we left their book in their hands just in case they need to make more notes.
Exactly. We know where it is.
Well, you can always get a transcription of a couple of the pages.
I should have made a Scrivener.
All right. Okay. So yeah, let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Before all the cultists come back
From church.
and
From
yeah,
church.
you guys, yeah.
Technically,
guys-
it is a church.
Yes. So and you guys can all go and talk to the Mr. Stark.
Wherever
To the
he is.
totally innocent guy.
Yeah, the totally innocent guy.
I don't know why we were unfairly suspecting him this whole time. That is awful of us. We suck at our job.
That's right.
You should be ashamed of yourselves.
Yeah, so we're going to be going off to talk to him then, I guess.
Well, he's not there at the moment, but probably next morning or so on.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's off at church. What's going to turn out they actually are at church?
So before that, the people that were if they can't talk to him right now, then the next things in the agenda were to for Tad and another to go to the pub and then stay at the inn, and for me to sit up in a chair for the night.
Yeah, I guess that sounds about right.
Just want to make sure we don't get that skipped over before morning.
So who are we sending with Tad to make sure he doesn't get jumped for heading off to the inn on his own?
Well, he can take care of himself,
No. I do not want to send anyone off on their own on the assumption that they can take care of themselves, because that is one person alone.
That's true.
Well, who was it that originally said they would go with him and stay at the inn?
I don't know.
I don't think I made that note.
I think it might have been Mike.
Sorry. What did I miss?
You're all dead.
Yeah.
You and Tad are going to the inn.
Okay. I could totally do that.
Alrighty. Everybody else?
Let's all go to the lobby.
Did I have any
So
did the servants have any coffee?
Have we talked to Lucinda yet?
No.
I was just thinking that. Wouldn't it be funny if she was like the sacrifice for tonight?
Well, I was thinking it would be. She'd probably be.
That would be funny.
She would probably be best, more responsive if Lady Lethbridge talked to her on her own, since it is.
Very likely.
Is
Very likely.
Yeah.
No, wait, Lucinda's one of the servants, right?
Yes, I'm the maid.
She's the maid.
One of the maids, yeah.
One of them. See, if
Place
Lolly
like
were
this
here,
is-
she could talk to the maid. Darn it, Lolly, where are
Oh, God damn it, Lolly.
No, she's probably off doing something.
Strumpeting about.
Perfecting her crumpets. Alright, so I'm talking to the maid. Tad and who are you again?
Corey.
Sorry.
Mine is Frederick.
Frederick. You're both going to the pub, right?
Yep.
Yep.
To ask around.
So there's nothing really to stop you from going and talking to Amelia now, or to the maid now. Actually, now would probably be the best time because all the cultists are in church.
Yeah.
It is getting pretty late though. So you might be disturbing her from sleep.
Or saving her life. You never know.
Who needs sleep?
I'll find her and thank her for the lovely meal.
That's someone else we have to talk to, damn it!
Yes. Alright, so I will go seeking the maid.
Right. Give me a sec here. Alright. Anyway.
While Patrick finishes his opium dinner.
Yeah.
Please. I'm classy. I use cocaine.
Oh, yes, yes. Wonderful stuff, that cocaine.
So, basically, Lucinda's in her room.
Okay.
Door's closed, but according to Alfred, she saw her. He saw her turning in for the night.
Okay. I will knock on her door.
So basically, she's like, "Who is it?"
It's Lady Lethbridge Stewart. Come out, would you?
She opens the door and she's like, "I'm sorry, ma'am, but is there anything you need from me?"
Oh, I wanted to thank you for the lovely meal.
Oh, she's like, "Oh, well, you shouldn't be thanking me, ma'am. That would be Miss Hooper."
Yes, that's bullshit. I actually wanted to talk to you personally. Let me in, lady. Come on, quickly.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but about what?
Man, I want to make sure you're quite all right. Actually, you're looking rather nervous over dinner.
Oh, that, ma'am. I'm sorry, just with recent events, with Sanford being tried for murder and me just seeing the body, I've been rather, unsettled by the incident.
Perhaps you should tell me your perspective on it.
Oh,
What happened?
I was just doing the chores and I saw Master Sanford just standing over Fishbane's body. And I screamed. I could not believe, and I don't know how it happened.
And surely you must have some idea. I mean, you're so important in this household. You surely have feelers everywhere. Surely you, of all people, know what goes on in this house.
No, I'm sorry, ma'am. I would never abuse the master's trust in such a way. I really, if I could do anything to help your investigation, I would, but I don't know what exactly happened. I only saw what I saw.
Now, what exactly did you see? You said you saw the master standing over Fishman.
Yes, he was holding a dagger. Well, he wasn't holding a dagger, but there was a dagger and Fishburne and blood all over him.
Can you describe the dagger?
I'm afraid not. The constables took care of it.
Hmm. Have you had any dreams about this?
Dreams?
Yes.
No.
Such a thing can be very upsetting. It can often incur strange dreams.
No dreams, ma'am.
None.
None.
Wait, did I already ask you about the dagger? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. How well did you know Fishman?
Not very long. He's one of the new servants. A lot of our old staff has been leaving. And Stock has been Stock. He's been providing the new help.
Yeah, cultists.
Such a nice man.
Hmm. Help me out, audience. Come on, guys. Earn your keep.
Alright. So, find out why Fishman was pestering her.
Okay, yes. That's what I want. He was bothering you. Why?
He thought I was pretty.
That's no excuse for a man to bother a lady.
I did nothing to indicate I was interested in him. He just simply came on to me.
Oh, that's disgraceful. Shame for shame. I'm trying to commiserate with this girl.
Yeah. Basically she yawns and says, "I'm sorry, man, but I really must go to bed. I have to help get to the chores tomorrow morning."
Where have the can you ask her where the older servants have been going to?
Oh, yes.
First they mentioned people leaving.
Yes, I will ask that.
Thank you.
What he said.
Basically she says that they could be anywhere. They perhaps the pub, perhaps church, perhaps I don't know.
She said that the older servants that were replaced had left. Where did they go and why?
I'm not sure. We never really got an answer. We never were even told they were quitting. They just left.
They were just gone.
Or disappeared.
Yeah.
So.
So
I'm gonna do a psych roll on this girl to see if she's bullshitting me.
Sure.
Psych. 75 today. Ah, crap. I didn't make it.
that sounds like a no. Wow, that's really a no.
That's a no.
Yeah.
I'm not Dr. Phil today.
All right. So let's see.
Is there anything else you guys think I should ask her before I send her off to bed?
No, I don't think so.
Maybe we can find something at the pub.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Well, you have a good night, my dear. Rest well, and do feel free to come to me if you have any feelings you want to discuss. Well, if you have any strange dreams, I'm here for you, darling.
Especially the ones that feature Tad.
Did you find your bed cold and lonely?
Yeah.
So, Patrick, I would like to talk to Alfred. Like once Lady Amelia Lethbridge Stewart comes back and tells us about what's about her conversation with person. I can't remember her name.
All right. All right. But it's getting pretty late, so you're only barely catching Alfred before he wants to go to bed. So you probably won't get that much out of him.
Probably. Yeah, he's probably grumpy. He wants to go back. Wants to go to bed.
Well, it'll just be a couple of quick questions. One, how many before Stark came here? How many servants was there?
So basically it says that it was just him, Miss Hooper, Graves, and Lucinda, and then there were basically 4 others that were here, came at various points, some long letters. They were basically the temporary staff, more or less.
Right. So the people that are here now, there's Stark, and a bunch of people that he has hired or he has recommended.
Yes, Stark recommended all of the. Well, basically, whenever they needed more servants, Stark recommended them.
Okay. How many is that now?
4.
Okay. And what happened to the old temporaries?
Basically they left. One of them, I think, joined the Navy, he says. Other one just kind of left without any explanation. And, yeah. And then the other 2 just kind of, I guess, quit.
So they didn't. Did they go to live in the village, or?
He says that he thinks one of them still lives in the village. He's not sure about it. Any of the rest.
Do you know his name?
He does not.
Who would?
Probably Graves.
Okay. Graves, being the stalwart fellow that he is, never sleeps. So I'll go ask him.
Well, okay, now it's really late, and I don't think you'll get anything out of him.
I just want a name, dude.
Basically, fine. If you match Johnny Clay.
Okay, Johnny Clay. All right. Okay, so Corey, are you ready for this?
Yes.
It's pub time. It's pub time.
It is pub time. Let's do it.
So, the first thing we'll do is we'll head towards, like everybody else, I'm assuming everyone else in the party is going to sleep, right? I will issue everyone my safe word, which is ah!
Okay, so if it's just a short scream followed by a gurgle, then don't come?
That's right.
Okay.
But 2 very long screams means I'm close and you should probably hide.
So, I got you. So.
All right. So.
Let's do it.
Okay, so we'll head to the pub. On our way, we're gonna check to see if the church is open. I'm betting I know the answer.
It's closed.
Yeah, what a shock.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, closed is an inaccurate word. It's more or less self-prayer at this point. It's if there was a mass, it was probably over a while ago.
Right.
You can't tell at this point because this is pretty late in the night.
Right.
What time is it roughly?
Well, it's getting midnight almost, or even a little past midnight at this point.
Oh, freaking perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
Corey, are you packing?
Yeah, I have my handgun, so.
Okay, we're good. I got my knives, and I bet I can run faster than you. So, all right.
You only need to run faster than the guy behind you. So.
Yeah. Well, okay. So we're gonna go to the pub. I'm assuming that there's it's probably a fairly lively pub because this is all they got to do.
Well, it's pretty late now. Most of the pub is pretty much deserted at this point. Besides some passed out drunks on their stools and stuff. So
this is England, sir. Every pub is always packed.
Yeah, not at this time of night.
Apparently, not this one.
Yeah. Okay. Do I see any of the do I see any of the servants from the mansion? No.
No.
No. What a shock.
But the barmaid was recognized he was the guys who rented up the room from the manor.
Mhm.
So she has them ready for you.
Okay. So I'll talk with the barmaid. Like, obviously she'll know her regular customers.
She does.
Yeah.
She does know Johnny Clay.
She does?
Yeah.
Excellent. So he used to work up at the mansion. Does she recall that?
Yeah, she remembers him working at the mansion.
All right. Have you seen any of the other people that work at the mansion here?
Not for a while.
Okay. What's your opinion of Lord Bigglesworth? I can't remember his name.
Sherford.
Thank you.
Or Holmes.
Lord Holmes.
He's a nice guy. I mean, he recently gave back all the land that he currently rented, had sharecrop to the families. So basically, they're pretty happy about that because they're no longer struggling to, or worried that they're gonna get kicked off their land.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So public opinion is pretty high about him.
Interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. So.
Yeah, the townsfolk think he's great. His servants think he's great, and yet all of a sudden and his housekeeper obviously thinks he's great because she's feeding him opium. For free.
You don't even have to pay for it. So.
That's right. Didn't have to go out and get it or nothing. So, okay. So,
I'm gonna say you guys probably will call it a night at this point.
Yeah, that's fine, Patrick. Okay, so, I'll take Frederick aside and say, have you ever slept in the streets, Frederick?
No.
Well,
no, I have not.
There's a trick, you see. You have to wake up before people start pounding you. So I hope you're really good at it, because I think we're going to get hit tonight.
Yeah, I think so too, but...
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm going to put something on the door, and it's going to make a loud sound when someone opens the door. So don't take a leak in the night and go out through the door.
I
got
won't.
it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I got it.
Okay, so Patrick.
Yes.
I'm just gonna rig a shovel against, or basically a broom or something like that against the doors.
Yeah.
Very simple, right?
Yeah. Okay.
As soon as the door gets opened, it's gonna slam down onto the floor.
All right.
And I'm going to lock the shutters. And
all right.
With my welding
all
rig,
right.
that I had under
all
the
right.
floor.
All right.
So I'm just gonna take some wire and wire the shutters shut.
All right. We're gonna probably finish up, in the next 3 minutes. So okay.
Yeah. No, that's a good. I think that's a good place to leave it.
All right.
Time.
All right, but I have to do some closing. I have still some stuff to do. Okay, so basically all the rest of you, except for Matt, you're sitting on a chair, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot. Matt's sitting on a chair.
Roger's sitting up.
Is anyone else still awake at this point, or are all you guys hitting the nest?
Well, me and Tad are.
Anyone in the manor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm hitting the sack. I got to get to my beauty sleep after all.
She said stack.
All right. Anyone else?
This could go horrible.
Bye, Matt. It's been nice knowing you.
Hey.
Wait, I really gotta know who else is staying awake.
I'll probably get up once or twice to make sure that he hasn't been, consumed in a giant fireball or anything. That's about
All right. So basically,
Was I able to get that coffee service that I asked?
all right. So here's what happens. So basically, in the night, you hear what appears like you hear rats, thousands of rats, like running in what's on the ceiling, like in the attic maybe, running, like just kind of like you hear thousands, like footsteps, almost like thousands of like scribbling and squeaking upstairs for a few moments, and then all is quiet. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where we were going to end.
Okay.
Brown Jenkins.
Right, ending with rats. Awesome.
Yeah.
I thought this was Holmes's place, not Usher.
Yeah.
And that rat, how big was it? How big was that rat hole?
Interesting.
I'm just picturing a conga line of rats going into that rat hole.
Anyway, so that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That is Act 1 of the Yorkshire Horrors.
Yorkshire Horrors.
So,
Okay, I don't like the S on that.
good job. You noticed the plural.
Dunwich only got one.
That's true.
Oh, there are so many things in Yorkshire.
I know.
At some
There's
point, we're
no
going to have to
day.
walk outside and say, is anything here not an eldritch abomination? And 2 people are going to raise their hands.
Anyone not a cultist? They put it back down.
Well, the real is please stand up.
Well, not all of you at once.
Yeah. So, what do you guys think?
That was actually pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, good job, Patrick.
I am still
Yeah.
getting used to the system, but yeah.
Yeah, I really liked it.
Yes.
So something tells me that guns are going to be about as effective here as they are against the Dalek.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? So, how do you guys feel about being hired by Sherlock Holmes?
Interesting.
Yeah, really interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kind of odd that he doesn't take this on himself. That it's his brother, but that he just doesn't seem fit to do this himself.
Sherlock Holmes is like God. He works in mysterious ways. And Mike, we're done.
Yeah, we're wrapping up for the night, Mike.
Okay.
Yes, thank you very much. Sure.
Welcome back, Mike.
Yeah, sounds like you're doing a good job, Patrick.
I try.
Well, thanks. And thanks for playing, guys. Nice to meet new people. Hope you guys had fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, okay, well, we'll see you guys next Saturday night at 9 Eastern, and we'll do session 2.
Excellent.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, Patrick. Thanks, everybody, for watching, and I'll see you guys next Saturday.